So they do have the Thursday previews. At least for Peter Rabbit. They have Thursday previews for fucking Peter Rabbit. But Peter Rabbit isn't doing too well. It only made $900K on Thursday previews. Here. So only area was expecting 8 to 10 million. So he could do very well in the teens. Teens for 3,000 field. Yeah. Cruella had a 1.6. It opened to 27 million. Okay. But in apples to oranges comparison, both Sony's Emoji Movie and DreamWorks Trolls. Actually, it's performing similar to Trolls, an Emoji Movie. I didn't know that. I thought it was going to be a flop. But animated movies have different expectations for the box office, okay? Cruella, of course, is a live-action movie. Animated movies do generally do worse. Do generally do less on Thursday previews because people are less inclined to see it on the Thursday than live-action movies. Yeah. But In the Heights is expected to overperform over $20 million, capturing Hispanic audiences, and especially that movie's going to do really well in Mexico and Brazil and South America. I think that movie's going to probably make a... It's going to probably might be his first... It might actually do much better. Well, it's targeting than, Crazy Rich Asians did. Because Crazy Rich Asians was trying to target Asia, and it didn't really do too well outside of America. So... It didn't really do well outside of America, but this movie might actually do well in Brazil, Mexico, Peru, Argentina, Colombia, okay, and Dominican Republic and those countries. And the movie Crazy Rich Asians would be its 5-day, 30 million opening. And In the Heights is going to probably be its opening projections and stuff like Crazy Rich Asians. And again, they are underestimating the box office. I don't know why you're still underestimating the box office. Both movies have a possibility of grossing 20 plus million, okay? And Peter Rabbit's posting comparable to Sony's Emoji Movie and Trolls, according to this, which effectively went 23 million and 26 million respectively. And we're going to really see how well it does. I think that 10 million is not going to happen. Okay, 10 million is too low. That's like Spirit numbers, okay? Spirit did underperform even the expectations that they put out for the movie. But again, Spirit, I think nobody really wanted to see that movie. Nobody really cared because it was a regurgitation of a TV show. That's what I heard of reviews of the movie. Why was this movie made? Just to cast in on a TV show that nobody cared, that nobody really watched. But this movie, I think, I'm thinking this movie's gonna gross like 15 million, and yeah, it's gonna, or it might actually grow similar to the first movie. I think that's also a likely option of happening. The movie to gross a similar opening to the first, so we gotta really see how well it does through the weekend. And Quiet Place will become the first movie to pass 100 million since the box office reopened, which is going to be a massive milestone in itself. And Godzilla might also pass 100 million if, right before it comes out on video. But again, Godzilla, only had good ratings because of the blockbusters. Same thing with Wire. Now Wire has competition. That movie is now massively dropping at the box office. Same thing with Godzilla, especially after Fast 9 comes out. That's going to really harm that movie's chances of reaching 100 million worldwide, 100 million domestically. And Godzilla is still a success. It's not a flop like older movie boxes is saying it is. It's not box office failure, okay? I know it's his data. His data is, of course, not perfect as well, but Godzilla made $400 million of like $130 million budget. That's still a success. Probably in the books, because that's excluding the streaming numbers as well. HBO Max numbers, and also the gross also excludes the Blu-ray revenue, of course, Blu-ray and DVD revenue, of course. That number it's only in the theaters. That number, of course, excludes it. But yeah, we're probably gonna have 2 more box office successes at the end. Peter Rabbit has both movies don't even have combined only have $100 million budget, I think. So, and both movies are probably going to make $100 million worldwide. So, both movies, and Peter Rabbit's only made like $50 million worldwide. It only made $50 million worldwide. It's also releasing a China release as well. It'll probably do like $20 million there. and it'll probably grow 70 to 80 million in the U.S. and probably 50 million elsewhere. It'll probably end up around $240 million, $250 million, which is pretty good for a pandemic movie. Because again, Peter Rabbit is one of the first movies that is releasing. And then we talk about, then we have not even talked about In the Heights. I keep calling it Into the Heights, but it's In the Heights here. But it did hold previews, and it's overperforming like Crazy Rich Asians. I don't know why they keep underestimating these types of movies. It is made by the same guy who made Crazy Rich Asians, and the movie is overperforming. Its original 3-day total of 20 million. Peter Rabbit is also set to overperform the 8 to 10 million expected by Sony. So that's like that's like A Quiet Place overperformed the box office as well, and even Cruella overperformed, and Conjuring overperformed their expectations. They only expected Conjuring to open 20 million, but opened 24 million. They expected around, In the Heights grows 15 to 20 million. Same thing with Conjuring. The movies expected to gross far more than 20 million. Peter Rabbit has a similar comp to the Emoji Movie, which means it might actually open similar to the original movie. And again, In the Heights is gonna be probably more reggae movie like Crazy Rich Asians was, and Peter Rabbit 2 will probably be more reggae. It will definitely beat Spirit in terms of animated movies, family movies. Okay, movies that are for the whole family, PG animated movies. I keep calling it animated movies, but yeah, family movies, because, it does have CGI characters, but again, I keep using the same thing. Okay, it's like calling Guardians of the Galaxy an animated movie because Groot is an animated character. I guess the movie does have a huge emphasis on CGI characters like Sonic the Hedgehog does. Sonic the Hedgehog and this movie. But again, Alita Battle Angel is not called it, and that's another movie. Alita Battle Angel is not called an animation live-action hybrid by critics, but Peter Rabbit is, which is completely odd and strange that Alita's not called that, but Peter Rabbit and Sonic are, just because of PG, okay, which is completely stupid, okay, but, now we're talking about In the Heights. In the Heights is doing very well, okay, which Crazy Rich Asians beat its opening projection of 45 million, and both movies got very good, okay, and 60% of the movie goers say it's the first movie they've seen. The movie's also on HBO Max. I don't think this dual streaming thing is gonna last much longer. Okay, because most of the people want to go see movies in theaters. You can't keep people at home forever watching Netflix and HBO Max and what other streaming services that are out. Okay, you just can't do that. It's unsustainable. They think it is, but again, let's just use the example of Soul and Mulan. Both movies Disney did not want to release both of those movies in the theaters. Guess what? They were massive box office failures. They were massive flops. Nobody went to see them on streaming. So it seems that Disney just wants to hide the fact that their movies are not doing well. Okay, Disney that they use the iron culture of Disney Plus to say the movies are doing well. Like, oh, we're making a sequel to Cruella. But Cruella has a budget of around $200 to $200 million. We don't know the true budget for the movie, so we can't determine if it's a flop or not because Disney won't even release the budget for the movie. Because of that scale to release the real budget of the movie, I think it is $200 million for Cruella. Because it is that scale of releasing a budget for a movie which is completely insane. Disney obviously is scared of Cruella being another box office failure. Because every movie they have released since 2020 has been a flop. No, has been a failure. And Disney does not want Cruella to basically be another failure. They want to look like it's a success. But nobody cares. Nobody cares about Disney anymore. Okay, people are getting done. I think that Disney's streak of box office failures might come to an end with Black Widow. We'll wait and see how that movie does well in the theaters. But this is not looking good for Disney. That's basically it about this video. Goodbye.